So early this morning, we had some pretty shocking news, even though it shouldn't be that shocking. It is getting pretty late in the year. You know, we did end up getting news from Yoshi-P, the producer of Final Fantasy 16, that unfortunately due to COVID-19, it ended up delaying the game's development by almost half a year, which is really, really unfortunate, especially because he says he promised that he would give us more information on 16 later during this year. So I guess this is the later news at the end of the day, but this is completely fine, you know, because I understand that COVID-19 has really impacted practically everybody's life in some way. You know, not being able to hang out with friends and making work more difficult, the works basically. And especially in their case, it ended up making a lot of them have to work remotely. So making communication and the overall working process be much more of a hassle and take much longer than it usually would, which is really, really unfortunate. Thankfully though, they do have a release window of spring of 2022 for more information. Not release window for the game, but we're getting a big reveal in spring of 2022. I want to make that apparent. But I am really excited about this too. The fact that they came out and not just said, hey, we're delaying this, you know, sorry, but they also have more news to share with us at a later date and actually gave us a window for when that's going to happen. I think that's very commendable, because coming out and delaying a game, it's never an easy thing to do. Even if, you know, even if it's obviously, you know, it's understandable, it's still never an easy thing for someone to do, especially with someone like Yoshi-P who's working on so many projects at once. It's just commendable to have this level of clarity and transparency, especially when you know it could go really well. You know, you never know how some people are going to react to certain things, but I do think this is for the best, because as much as, you know, all this stuff, you know, really sucks, I want to play Final Fantasy 16, but I don't want to play Final Fantasy 16 a second sooner than, you know, it at its best. You know, I don't want to have to wait and, you know, wait a year and a half for the game to be updated and perform well and all that kinds of stuff. I want Final Fantasy 16 to be as good as it possibly could be day one. And if they need extra time to make that happen, then dang it, I'm going to make sure they get every second they can, and I'm going to support them the whole step way through. So let me know about you guys. Are you guys okay with this? Do you find yourself being more disappointed by this overall series of events, or are you just overall happy and, you know, you're not really in a rush? I do want to bring up too that we are going to have quite a bit of Final Fantasy next year. We have all the remakes, like the original 7 remake that's going to be on mobile. We have Dirge of Cerberus, we have Crisis Core. All those little remakes and stuff are still slated to come out next year alongside Final Fantasy Origin, which is March. So I do think it's going to be a really bloated year for Final Fantasy as a whole. So if they need to put 16 back and just give us news holiday of 2022, and so it'll end up being out 2023, I think that is a very reasonable amount of time. But let me know what you all think. If you guys are fans of Final Fantasy, let me know by leaving a comment, a like in the video, and subscribing if you'd like to see more. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember everyone to play some games, have some fun, and enjoy your day today.